Hey everybody, Brian Kern, the fishing musician, back for another guitar lesson. Thanks for hanging out with me. Uh, so it's been a while, a little longer than usual. I usually try to get one lesson out a month, if not less than that. But it's been a while this time, but I got a good excuse by you, the background here. Decided to move. My wife and I moved from St. Louis, Missouri up to Northwest Michigan. And so we're kind of doing a lot of house hunting. We're in between places right now. Don't have a permanent place yet, but the search is on. So if you got a place in Northwest Michigan that you're looking to sell, throw it in the comments. I'll come take a look. So anyway, so Big Bill Broonzy, Mississippi River Blues, working out the intro today. I would say this is an advanced lesson. We're doing some advanced fingerstyle techniques. But even if you're not advanced in fingerstyle, there are some riffs off these chords that I think will be beneficial to you, even if you don't get to the thumb part towards the end of the lesson. So some good info for everybody basically in here. So brings me my normal disclaimer. I'm not claiming this is 100% note for note to the original recording. And that reference is in the description. You can check that recording out if you're not familiar. And so let's go ahead and get into the lesson right away. We are capoed on the 3rd fret. We're in the key of G. You can play this out of standard E as well. Not a big deal. But that sound, you in the album, just I think it's going to help you learn the lesson to play it in the same key as the record. So. Anyhow, let's get a move on here with the riffs. We'll start with just the melody phrases and the turnaround. That riff. And then we'll add in the structured thumb. So the phrasing's fairly simple, but putting together with that monotonic thumb can be a little tricky. But let's look at the phrases. So first, all we do, take our D chord up a whole step. Obviously now it's a G because the capo, but I'm going to reference the shapes as if we were just playing out of open position. So taking our D chord, move up a whole step. We're going to do 3 groups of triplets. Right? And use that brushing motion starting up. Don't want to use your thumb because obviously we're going to use your thumb for the bass later on. But just nice firm brush, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, and then add an extra 4. That plays that first G chord. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now in the original recording, it does get a little syncopated, a little warbly there, but for the sake of the lesson, we're going to keep it just straight time. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Counting kind of goofy there, but you get the idea. And then we're taking an A chord, moving it up a whole step. So now it's a C6 with the capo, or without the capo, it would be a B6. And you're going to strike that up. Then make it a 7th chord by adding a finger on the first string there. It can be middle finger or the ring finger, either one. And strike again twice. Little different syncopation. You got a quicker, more 8th note than a delayed. Still that brushing motion, right? So here we go from that first G chord. Real simple. 3, 4, 1, triple it, 4. Okay, pretty easy. Then we're on the A chord. In this case, a C with the capo, but we have this riff. Good news is the same thing twice, right? Not a tough one, but it can be a little tricky. Sliding in on the 4th string, grabbing the 3rd off the bar. Then we're playing the 7th chord, 6th chord, so that's 1st string. 1st string again off the bar. Pinky on the 5th fret, 2nd string. Back up to the 1st string on the bar. Back to adding the finger. This time pull it off. Pinky again on 5. 2nd string. And the 2nd string off the bar. That's the whole riff. And then we just repeat that. right? And we'll get that bass in later and count our way through it, right? So let's just go back to the beginning, see if we can get that far together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triple, triple, 4 riff, right? Pretty easy so far without the thumb. Then we're going back up to that D chord. Same triplet form. And that same 7th chord. This time slide in on that 3rd string and play the 1st string for the 7th chord. You can be brushy. And to the A chord, slide in on 3, not 4 this time, 3, and hit 2. So last part. Then we'd have the turn, which we'll get to in a second. Again, that's just the 7th chord, straight A chord, and then our turnaround. So let's go up to there from the beginning. Here we go. Nice and slow. Play with me if you can. If you can't keep up, just try and imagine yourself doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, triplets. Riff, right? Again. Back to triplets. 7th chord. A chord. Now we have this turnaround. This is kind of a beast here. This is a tough one. Right? That's tricky bugger. We're using the thumb in this because the thumb isn't really doing a monotonic or alternating bass or anything. It's actually part of the riff. So we're on a full E chord, in this case G because we had the capo, but we're just playing open 3rd string, then hammer on the index, 1st fret, and playing 6 and 1 together. It's called a pinch. I think it's a banjo term, but anyway. So you got hammer on, pinch, play the bass tone on the 4th fret 6th string. I like the pinky, but you could use ring or middle finger too. Start a D7 chord. I'm sorry, a B7 chord. B7 shape. And this would be a D, but probably familiar with that chord. I got 5th string on 2, 4th string on 1, 3rd string on 2, and 1st string on 1. We don't need the pinky at all. In the beginning of the riff, we're not going to play the 3rd string. So we just got these 2. And after that bass tone, build that chord, but again, not with the 3rd finger. We're not going to use the pinky at all. So start with the 5th string on the bass. Off the 4th string, give a short little strum just to the 2nd string. Then add that 3rd string with my ring finger. Strum up and down. I use index to thumb, but you could go index and index. Kind of like the Carter scratch, you could do that. Either way. So again, we got a hammer, pinch, bass tone, build your B7. One more time. Hammer, pinch, bass tone, build the B7, start with that bass on 5, strum, add the finger, strum up, strum down. And then we got this. The last part. That's off a straight E chord. We start with the 6th string in the bass. Do another hammer, but this time we're pinching on open 3 and the 5th string. Strum up with the top strings, thumb on 4, strum up again. Put put it together. We start with the hammer, pinch, bass tone, build our B7. Process would start again. That's the turnaround. If there's something that's going to hook you up, that's the one, man. That's a tough little run. You can simplify it by just playing a 2-beat E, 2-beat B, and a 2-beat E. That's fine. You know, if you wanted to, if that was holding you back from playing the whole piece, you'd go through the, you know, and just do this. 1, 2, and start again. That would be sufficient to learn the rest of it, and then you could gradually put that turnaround riff in there. That would be fine. So let's get to the hard part, and we'll add the hard part. It's all relative, isn't it? Some of just the lines is tricky. But let's get to adding the bass, and I want to kind of count you through this, just so you know where those pinches happen and how the melody works around with that steady quarter note bass. The first G chord's fairly simple, right? Because we're just doing quarter notes and over triplets. So it's just a pinch on the beginning of each triplet. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. And I'm playing 6-string and bass, right? You can mute it a little bit with your palm if you want, or let it ring out. It's up to you. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to our D chord, this A shape here, and we're going to do a pickup. And, right, that's the and of 4 where we just left on the thumb. And 1 off that kind of 6 chord, but remember, then we're going to add that finger. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. See, those bass tones are just on the downbeats. So again, that is just the bar, and 1, I'm sorry, and 1, add beat 2, and 3, 4, so together, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. One more time, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's with the thumb. So let's do those two phrases together. I'll count you in nice and slow. See if you can play along. 1, 2, 3, triple it. 1, triple it. 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. It's tricky, right? And 3, 4, right? One more time. I'll try and count you through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, now we're here. A little harder. But let's count through. And 1, and, right? And 1, and. Remember the riff from the beginning. Now we just got to add the thumb where it needs to be. Just that simple, right? So slide in, and 1. There's our first pinch. And 2. There's our second pinch. And 1, and 2. And 1, and 2. And and so that's a little tricky. And 1, and 2, and That's why counting kind of helps. It walks you through it if you take it slow. And 1, and 2, and Now we have the pull off. 3 and 3 and 4. That's that second string. If you know that riff, if you practice that riff, whoops, without the bass, count your way through. Remember, your bass is just on the downbeats. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you count smoothly, you'll know right where that bass falls. Here we go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. You can watch close too. That helps. And 1, and 2, and to tempo. Right? Takes some time. You'll get there. Triplets, again, same as before. Thumb on the downbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we just have thumb again on 4-string. And 1, 2. That's pretty simple. And 3, 4. And you already know the turnaround. So that's the whole thing in a nutshell. Again, let's look at the tail end of that. We have that 7th chord sliding in and pinch on 1, 2. I guess you would count it. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. Or count and 1, 2, and 1, 2. However you want. Or not count at all and just really analyze where those bass notes are falling. That's fine too, but I really think counting helps. So I'm going to play through the example once, counting, and then again, not counting, right back to back so you can play along. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. I'm sorry. And 1, 2. And yeah, sorry. Let's false start. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. And 1, 2, and I'm sorry. And 1 and 2. Yeah, and 1 and 2. Yeah, my bad. False start number 2. Take 3. Sometimes it's tough to count and play. But trust me, even though I'm having trouble doing it, I know it already, so I'm breaking this down. But to learn it, it really does help. So here we go. Let me try counting one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. And 1, and 2, and a 3, and a 4. And 1, and 2, and a 3, and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. And 1. Again, repeat. There you have it. My apologies about the miscounts there, but yeah, you can get through it. And again, once you get it in your head, then you can drop the count, and then you're playing by feel and playing by ear, and that's our goal. But to learn something, to learn the moves, often counting can help you put it all together. So there you have it, Mississippi River Blues by Big Bill Broonzy. And as usual, don't forget, I'm available for online lessons. A couple of you have signed on, and I sure appreciate it. So you know who you are. Great job, everybody, by the way. So, yeah, we'll see you all next time. And please do hit the subscribe button if you don't mind, and hit the thumbs up. Share with your pals, and we'll see you all on down the road. Thanks a lot. See ya.